Horizontal Subsurface Systems Incorporated is pleased to introduce the Polywall barrier, the 21st century containment system. Subsurface contamination and the subsequent migration of these contaminants is a real and growing problem in the world today. It threatens our recreation areas, our new home construction, and our drinking water. Indeed, our quality of life. Don Justice of Horizontal Subsurface Systems Incorporated and his staff of professional, technical, and field personnel have been installing trenched subsurface systems since 1987. The installation of HSSI's patented Polywall barrier system is accomplished using custom-designed and manufactured equipment. The equipment is built in Florida using both standard and proprietary components. The trenching and delivery operation cuts a nominal 18-inch wide trench and in one pass installs a continuous vertical sheet of high-density polyethylene Polywall barrier, while continuously backfilling the trench with the native soil cuttings, or mixing these cuttings with bentonite that has been furnished and placed in the trench centerline. The use of bentonite results in an in situ composite wall. There are no open trenches, and dewatering is not required for installation. HSSI uses a high-strength, high-density polyethylene with a watertight seal. This allows installations of any length or configuration with joints up to 180 to 200 feet apart. In October of 1993, the first project involving the installation of Polywall was successfully employed to cut off the migration of a free product phase diesel fuel plume into the Little River in Star Lake, New York. The system was installed continuously along the riverbank, a distance of 1,350 linear feet. Once the site was prepared, the actual installation of the Polywall barrier system was completed on budget and ahead of schedule. At the heart of the Polywall installation at American Chemical was a 60 mil high-density polyethylene membrane encompassing a 25-acre site. A total of 4,630 linear feet of polywall was used, with depths varying from approximately 18 feet below land surface to 38 feet below land surface. The wall was keyed into an underlying silty clay till unit to provide total containment of the site. To assure that the base of the polywall was keyed into the underlying clay unit, the trencher cut a minimum of 3 feet into the clay and at the same time blended 4% by weight bentonite into the cuttings. Blending the bentonite with the cuttings ensured that a minimum permeability of 1 × 10 to the -7 centimeters per second was achieved for the key into the clay unit and on both sides of the Polywall barrier system. The Polywall barrier system achieved a permeability of 1 × 10 to the -13 centimeters per second. The high-density polyethylene geomembrane used in the manufacture of the Polywall is a virgin, first-quality, high molecular weight polyethylene made in the United States and available in thicknesses of 40 to 100 mil. The product is specifically formulated to be most resistant to sunlight, chemicals, leachate, toxic wastes, and hydrocarbons, and is the same product that the EPA has approved for use nationwide as a lining beneath landfills. An interlocking high-density polyethylene joint system is attached to each end of the roll by a qualified welder technician prior to the material being rolled up for insertion into the delivery system. This work is performed, inspected, and vacuum tested at HSSI's shop in Florida prior to site mobilization. This high-performance hydrophilic interlocking tongue and groove waterproof jointing system provides exceptional strength and can be visually inspected as it is being made. These joints are not only impervious to fluids and gases at initial installation, but remain tight for the life of the barrier. Installation of polywall begins by swinging the trencher boom into the ground while cutting with the chain until the boom is vertical to ground surface. A roll of polywall is contained in the delivery system behind the trenching chain. One end of the roll is secured to a rigid pipe just outside the back of the delivery system. The trencher then begins moving forward, cutting the trench. Simultaneously, the polywall is unrolled from the delivery system, much like pulling film out of a canister. The fluidized slurry wall cuttings continuously migrate around the delivery system and backfill the trench on both sides of the polywall barrier. Installation proceeds until the end of the polywall roll is reached. At this point, the trencher is stopped and the next roll of polywall is lowered by the furnished crane into the delivery system, while sliding together both sides of the joint system. The boom remains vertical to ground surface during installation of additional polywall rolls. The delivery operation then resumes installing the polywall barrier. In this manner, additional rolls can be added until the barrier wall is complete. Each location requires different dimensions. The polywall material for each job is custom configured in our Fort Myers shop. A polywall barrier can be as much as 200 feet long without a joint. Horizontal Subsurface Systems is completely focused on solving problems related to remediation of the subsurface environment. Polywall Barrier System from HSSI, the 21st Century Containment System, used for hazardous waste containment, funnel and gate treatment walls, wetland mitigation, river dike protection, and the list goes on. For more information, contact Horizontal Subsurface Systems Incorporated at 540-8672 or visit us on the web at www.horizontal.com. Thank you.